your money and your data are connected. If you protect one, you will also be protecting the other. I would also like to say cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility, not only the experts. So let's also take part in these activities as an October awareness campaign. Let us share the message together. If we work together, we can build a safer Lesotho.
If we work together, we can build a safer Lesotho.
A safer digital Lesotho.
Safer digital Lesotho. I love that. My name is Tukiso Tebe, and on this podcast, we talk finances, well-being, business, and wealth creation. Hello, Money Trailblazers. Welcome to another exciting episode of the TKO Money Adventures podcast, proudly powered by TKO Financial Wellness and Advisory. This is a podcast that helps you build a healthier and smarter relationship with your money. My name is Tukiso Tebe, and on this podcast, we talk finances, well-being, business, and wealth creation. If you have not yet done so, hit the subscribe button and join the community of Trailblazers so that we can help you navigate the money adventures with confidence. So the month of October has been declared Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And during this month, the Lesotho Communication Authority, which is also today's episode sponsor, raises awareness to help individuals, families, and businesses protect themselves while online and when using connected devices. So I encourage you to grab your notebook and pen because this is going to be a masterclass. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome my guest in studio today, Nderetuman. Good morning this afternoon on this last day of September. How are you feeling?
I feel good in that day. Thank you for having me here. Yes.
You feel good.
Yes.
So I always start my podcast episodes and what do you do at the Lesotho Communication Authority?
Okay, Ndate, thank you. Like I said, thank you for having me here. Yes, I've already mentioned it. So I serve as the cybersecurity manager at the Lesotho Communications Authority, which is LCA.
LCA.
Yes.
Okay.
So I took up this role sometime last year, around this time, October to be precise.
October to be specific. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. How has the journey been in the last 12 months?
Yes. No, it has been, we can say, a roller coaster. but enjoyable at the same time.
Enjoyable at the same time.
Yes, of course.
If your bank account could speak, bank account, what would it say?
I don't know.
You don't know because how sure that I click what's going on. It's looking so good, young man.
You'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. So where did it go?
You know, money. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. The expenses are always hangata dealing out of the income.
Sure.
And I want to believe I'm one of those people who try to do some budgeting in what I do.
How effective is it?
I think it is. It is effective.
No, I love it.
But they are almost at balance, I would say.
Almost at balance.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, sir.
So, Director, a lot of people hear of the LCA, Lesotho Communication Authority. But now, what does it actually do? So can you just give us at a very high level of now LCA, what's their mandate and what do they actually do? I see the beautiful building, but I don't really know what actually they do.
Let's fell on the first question because I think it's like a leader to the second question.
Okay.
So I said I took up the role of a cybersecurity manager in October last year. But prior to that, other team members at LCA, even some from the sector, Morning Reza established what we call a computer security incidents response team, which is a CSET. So this unit It has two roles. One, ke ho shebana le taba tsa cybersecurity kapa protection of LCA assets in terms of cybersecurity or the cyber attacks on the cyberspace. But the mandate also goes beyond that, where we are also a sectorial or a sectoral set, as in we have the mandate to also look up the sector, look up for the sector, as in we coordinate the incident response, we share intelligence, threat intelligence, we do the campaigns, cyber security awareness campaigns with them, training. Yes, just briefly, that's what we do. But prior to that, in that day, I was generally what you would call an all-rounder IT engineer. As in, I was working on the databases, systems, networks, and of course, IT security.
IT security.
Yes. And to those who understand the roles, they will tell you that there's some conflict on those roles.
Okay, unpack.
Yes. There's some conflict, as in when you go to the IT, the systems, the network, it's all about the solutions. It's all about giving the users the solutions, be able to log onto the systems and do their work. Yes.
Because
and you have to do that effectively.
I want to do my work.
You want to, and you want the solutions as biggest.
Yes.
But now when you bring in the cybersecurity or the security component of it, it's about, have you done it well? Have you put in the security controls in place? It's not about providing the services. It's about how we have provided them. So you can say security e sheba gona IT enze mosebetsi hantle na. So now you can imagine if you are doing the two. So you're supposed to provide the services.
Make a checker. I think in banking it's a make a checker, because the other one is doing the other one as a check.
Yes.
So how do you navigate those two?
So that was then, but fortunately now I'm on the cybersecurity. I can say now I'm able to check if the IT and others are doing the.
So it's interesting, Yahore, you joined the cybersecurity team in October, which is also earmarked as the Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
Yes.
So how about cybersecurity? I think oftentimes we talk about terms or jargon that is a bit technical. What is cybersecurity? What is cybersecurity?
So how we work cybersecurity, if I can put it in simple terms, it's all about protecting the data, protecting your systems, your networks against the cyber digital attacks, maybe against misuse of those, against theft. So that's basically that. Maybe if I can make a simple example, if you bank, you do online banking. So for you to have your account, to say that your account is safe and you are sure that it's only you who has access to it, that is cybersecurity in play. There are measures that have been put in place to make sure that that account only belongs to you and only you have access to it. So that is cybersecurity in a nutshell.
So if I understand you correctly, I've got my mobile device.
Yes.
I have my banking app on it. For me to access a biometric, is that a form of cybersecurity?
It's a form of cybersecurity, as in it's only you with that identity. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So the LCA earmarked, the government of Lesotho earmarked October, the month of October, as Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Again, why specifically October? And since the campaign launched in 2024, what has been the journey like? I think whenever you're the most perfect person to answer this, because you joined the team in October 2024. The campaign started in 2024. What have been the highs, the lows, the challenges, and all of that?
I don't know if now, I would also like to briefly say what LCA is all about. Then I will come to this question. Please allow me to.
Sure, please.
I know you asked that question and I said I will come back to it. So as LCA, we are the regulator in the communication sector. So by the communication sector, we mean the telecommunications, broadcasting, as in the radio stations, TVs, and the postal and courier services. So those three subsectors are what forms the communication sector, which LC has been mandated to regulate. Yes. So what we do as a regulator, we also have to manage the spectrum, which is a very scarce resource. So we have to ensure that it's available for those who want it. We are also in charge of the domain space, domain namespace, as in the .ls, the domain names, right?
Yes.
So we have to make sure that also Lesotho is there also on the map. It's sort of if you want to say, it's an address book for Lesotho. So we have a database for that. That's part of the job we do. So when it comes to the users or the consumers, we have to ensure that they get the services that they have. They have to be of good quality, and that they should be fairly priced. So that's part of the job that we do. So also now we have to ensure that the infrastructure is secure and safe. And that's where cybersecurity
plays in.
Now I can go to your
question. Thank you for that. Because I was like, okay, but I was like, we'll come back to it. So I'm glad that that first question. Yes. So with this context in mind, and taking cybersecurity into consideration, October 2024. You kickstart this campaign.
The campaign.
Firstly, what inspired the campaign? We should earmark this month as Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Lesotho. Now, you've launched it. It's a year later. It's a year later for you as well in the new role. What have been the learnings, the experience, the highlights, the challenges since the campaign started?
Thank you very much for that question, TK. It's a global month that has been adopted as a cybersecurity month. So we were left behind. Other countries have been doing this. They didn't start last year. It's been few.
Sure.
Yeah, they started a long time ago. So I think we were inspired also to do something. Otherwise, we were seen as those that don't really care.
And that's not a good look. That is not a good look at all.
Yeah. So I would like to say I'm a very optimistic person. In that, I was happy that we launched the campaign. I was happy that we did something.
Sure.
From zero to something. So that to me is a positive. Yes. Of course, there were challenges. The challenges included the fact that maybe we didn't really demarcate our audience, as in we have specific target messages for the old people, the teachers, children. We didn't do that. It was almost something that is general. Yes. And also, I think we were not able to reach the rural communities. Yes, I think those were some of the challenges. But there was still, what I would say is it was still a big positive for us. We partnered with ISOC, which is Internet Society Lesotho chapter. We partnered with them. We launched the first hackathon for the higher learning institutions. The university students were able to participate on that hackathon last year. And I would say we were able to help them to practice cybersecurity.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. I'm imagining when a university, the LCA comes, firstly, that's a big deal for a university student, right?
Yes.
What were some of the highlights, couple of the feedback they gave from the campaign, from the hackathon in particular?
I would say they were happy. At this point, maybe one of the challenges is that we don't really have those professionals that are trained as cybersecurity. So most of them, their background is in IT, just like myself.
Yeah.
But I also have to emphasize that cybersecurity is not only about IT. Even non-technical people,
Sure.
if you are interested in IT, you can be a good IT person.
Sure.
Cybersecurity person. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's actually interesting.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily have to have the IT background in order to
Not
go into
necessarily.
cybersecurity.
Not necessarily.
Career planning 101.
There are those very good cybersecurity experts who will find that some of them were lawyers, some of them were from different other career paths.
Sure.
Yes.
Wow, that is career planning 101. Career guidance if you did not know. Wow, interesting.
Yes.
All right. So I think for me, my mates, those are big wins. I mean, firstly, you move from nothing to something. And that something comes with a hackathon. It comes with student engagement. It comes with messaging, though say tailor-made for specific audiences, but the messaging was there. That was there, which is important, right?
Yes.
And I think also another highlight is there were also cybersecurity regulatory guidelines that were developed this year in March, right?
Yes.
So I do encourage you guys to go download it. I'll also link it in the show notes below, because I think it's very important for us to empower ourselves with knowledge, right? So can you maybe highlight a few objectives from those guidelines and why those specific objectives are important?
The guidelines, the main objective was to as a sector, let's move together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are specifically targeted for our sector, the licensees in the communication sector. So we are saying, let's move together. Let's make sure that we build resilience together. Let's make sure that we promote awareness and good practices as a team. Let us ensure that we are compliant to the best practices in terms of the standards that we adopt to ensure that we have good practices or good measures in place. Yes.
Sure.
So that's basically that. That is, in short, cultivate the culture of securities. The culture of security culture. We are also looking at reducing the cybersecurity risks, as well as ensuring that the sector is safe. It can be trusted, yes.
And I think it's very strange how we work on Twino, because a lot of us take cybersecurity issues for granted. Ke sile phone kae ke lahlile phone, ke tshwere ke connecta Wi-Fi is insecure. I connect to this Wi-Fi is insecure. Kana banking app, So I think about those things, it's important for us to go download those guidelines just to familiarize ourselves, whether you're in business or whether you're an individual, just to I think it's very important. And I think one of the key things that I took in the Hanseki Dibala was section 4.6 on data protection. So in my line of work as a financial advisor, a financial coach, I deal with a lot of clients' personal information, from pay slips to bank statements to information about how old they are and all of that, And yes, in our sector, we are governed by the different legislations, POPIA, Protection of Personal Information Act. Again, So Hakibona, this particular clause, speaking specifically on data protection. From the LCA's perspective, why is that important, and why did this make its way into these guidelines, data protection?
I'm sorry, I'm happy you were able to talk to POPIA, which is a South African act. We, that we also have our own Data Protection Act.
I know.
2011.
Yes, I know. I know. Thank you for that.
So the idea is to comply with our Data Protection Act, which I think is also based on the best practices. The GDPR is taken as a sort of a standard now.
The benchmark,
it's a benchmark. So on our guidelines, we are also highlighting the fact that, as you said, you are dealing with a lot of clients' data. So we want to encourage the businesses, we want to encourage our licensees to ensure that they keep that data secure and make sure that it is available as and when it is needed. That's where we talk of issues of making sure that you do the backups, so that even if something happens to the data that is in production, you are able to take the backups,
retrieve it,
so that you are able to resume business we also talk of confidentiality on the guidelines, because sometimes, despite what we have put in place, it's possible that some people can still intercept your data. So, but when it comes to the confidentiality part of the guidelines of data protection, it has to be encrypted. That's what we put on the guidelines, that at least put encryption measures. When you talk of encryption, we are saying even if they intercept it, it should not be plain text.
Sure.
So it should be meaningless to them, because they will not have the means to decrypt it or decode it to a meaningful message.
This is so important. And actually, it's so important is, as Nsobua, I'm thinking about people who watch this show.
Yes,
some of them, the people who watch this show are usually, majority is 25 to 34 years old, and then 35 to 44. And most of them, some of them, I'll say 50-50 are in business, right? And different sectors of business, customer service, consulting and all of that, where they actually deal with this
data.
So how about Trinana? I think it's really so important for us to go read these guidelines, because it can have let's say information about or better yet, that I could be bridging the confidentiality.
Yes.
Yeah, that guest, that client.
You have to understand how valuable data is. And how bad it can go if that data can be leaked, because it can be misused. People can when we talk of issues like identity theft, they can steal your data, your personal data, and use it to represent you.
Sure.
Yes, digitally. Maybe you are no longer under the TK that we know. Somebody else has put himself as TK. And
Ola, the last question I wanted to ask before we take a commercial break. In Elore, you kept mentioning the licensee.
Yes.
Who is eligible to be a licensee via the LCA?
Okay, like I indicated on being a regulator in the communication sector. So those who want to offer, the internet service providers, those ones we license as well. The operators, which we call mobile network operators, or the MNOs. The radio stations, if you want to have your own FM radio, you have to go to LCA to be licensed. If you want to go to offer courier services, postal, you also have to.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then I think just before we take a commercial break, to join the SK after the commercial break, any closing remarks from this part of the conversation, Kapo? What do you want Basotho, having listened to the first segment of this conversation, to do and to take away from our conversation?
I would like to say your money and your data are connected. If you protect one, you will also be protecting the other. I would also like to say cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility, not only the experts. So let's also take part in these activities as an October awareness campaign. Let us share the message together. If we work together, we can build a safer Lesotho.
If we work together, we can build a safer Lesotho.
A safer digital Lesotho.
Safer digital Lesotho. I love that.
Yes.
I think for me, what also struck a chord, how your money and your data go hand in hand. You protect one, you protect the other.
That's very true.
And I want to share a story. I wrote about this last year, June, before I let you go. I get a WhatsApp message from what seems like somebody I usually speak to. Please send me e-wallet. I have 3,000 Malut. 3,000 rands in this particular context. So it's a South African number sending me.
You said it's someone that you don't know.
It's somebody that
you thought
know.
You know.
I thought I know. Okay. I've got the number. I can share by Kinder to man.
Oh yes.
Right. So I'm thinking to well, but I see the red flags. But there was an incident a year prior, and then I had to send mobile money somehow.
Okay.
So I was like, maybe it's that situation. And I was distracted. right? So fast forward, I moved money from my Lesotho account to my South African account. Another red flag that I missed, because why am I sending you e-wallet or lay somewhere else? You know, I move it to South Africa and then I send them an e-wallet. This person says, Monday morning, this was Saturday. Monday morning, I get a WhatsApp text from the actual person. My account has been hacked.
Yeah.
So I knew in that moment when my 3,000 rands is gone. And initially, debit order. So you can imagine.
So you can imagine. So it's a reality.
It's a reality.
Many of us have been victims, of course.
Sure.
And unfortunately, you mentioned that there were the red flags that you saw.
Yes.
But somehow you ignored. You know, we are too trusting.
Too trusting.
Yes.
So when you say...
We ignore those red flags. I think the campaign is also about empowering people, about making sure that they see which red flags to look for. Yes, sir.
So important. Yes. When you mentioned protect your money, protect your data, they go hand in hand. I knew in that moment to say,
you know, yes, the benefit or what they're mainly looking for, as in the threat actors or the bad people on the cyberspace, they are mainly looking for money.
Sure.
So anything that can make them get easy money, they will
without working. We're busy working hard for our money and people are just grabbing it.
Yes.
Guys, let's exercise some caution. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll be back after a short break to continue the conversation. Linda Day SK, and he's going to get more technical into what cybersecurity is, the awareness, and how we can protect ourselves online. Remember that this show is also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And do not forget to leave us a review or your questions if you have any, particularly as it pertains to the campaign and to cybersecurity and awareness and the trainings you can do to upskill yourself. Remember that this episode is proudly sponsored by Lesotho Communication Authority, and we'll be back in a short bit. Stay tuned.
Welcome to TKO Financial Wellness and Advisory, where we confront the reality of the financial stresses that often come with your daily grind. The struggle is real. Employees are investing an additional 13 to 20 hours each month, not only in their professional roles, but also grappling with financial concerns. According to a 2023 study by Nedbank, a mere 51% are effectively navigating these financial challenges. In the face of this predicament, we gladly stand beside you as your unwavering partner, recognizing that 62% of South African employees are turning to debt without a safety net. We understand the importance of addressing this issue. Your workforce is the cornerstone of your success, and we are committed to alleviating financial burdens through our innovative programs. Consider us your financial allies, making your financial goals our continued priority. Did you know that over 40% of employed Basotho earn less than 2,500 per month and often make uninformed financial decisions? Join us and we will help you navigate the complexities of managing finances. Imagine tailored financial solutions and transformative educational programs designed to eradicate financial uncertainty. We aren't just consultants, we are dedicated partners accompanying you on your journey to financial freedom. TKO Financial Wellness, where your success is our decisive victory.
Welcome back to the second half of the episode, where we are talking everything Cybersecurity Awareness Month with Lesotho Communication Authority. If you don't know where they're based in Maseru, in a very beautiful, beautiful 3-story building with absolute beautiful views. Anyway, let me not get carried away. Let me not digress. Our next guest is Mr. SK.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm a bit anxious to hear your questions and also a bit freaked out. I don't usually do this.
So I never ask difficult questions, number one. Number two, we're going to have a conversation.
Okay.
So you can just sit back, relax, and tell us what you do. So for people who don't know you, who are you and what do you do at LCA?
Okay, who I am, it's nothing much, but
it is a lot.
Just a short. I'll just do a short highlight. And I am Salakana Khaile. That's my name. And I was born and raised in Botabute, but I'm working in Masero here, working at LCA. So at LCA, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. And the person you had on here is my manager, right? From the time he mentioned till now.
Sure.
So yeah, very great manager. So I'm basically a cybersecurity engineer. He already explained to you what cybersecurity is. So I'm the guy behind that.
I like that. So you mentioned that you're a cybersecurity engineer. How does one become a cybersecurity engineer? What did you study? Because I ask this because there's a young person watching this show and they see you looking very young and you're a cybersecurity engineer. So what did you study?
Okay, so I did study something, but not very, cybersecurity straight up. So I studied science of computing in Butu University, right? So while I was studying that, along as time went, one of the teachers there came to me and said that she needed people who would actually compete in cybersecurity competitions. That was the first goal of it, which was formed by an organization called Afrisi. So what happened was she called me and then she's like, I need people to solve these challenges and get on the team of 15 people from the southern part of Africa to go for the competition internationally. And it was the first one launched in Greece, Athens. So then I've always been cyber enthusiastic, right? I didn't know it at first because I just liked everything technical. When I was asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would just say I would want to do anything that's just deeply scientific, right?
Nice.
So then when this came through, I was already playing some little bit of cybersecurity stuff while I didn't know. So I just joined the competition and I did solve the challenges and then managed to get to the top 15.
Whoa.
And then traveled for the first time, right? So that was scary. And then,
I love that.
and yeah, so I didn't necessarily study cybersecurity as you can hear. I was just learning it partly as just something that I love and loved doing, and it challenged my brain every day. So waking up to that challenge every day that I actually built for myself was something that caused me to just keep knocking different companies, telling them I need a sponsorship to go somewhere. And then they sponsor that and I come back again, I need a sponsorship again to go somewhere. So it's inevitable, that you'll be recognized for doing something in cyber when you do that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how you graduate university, from Butu University, you joined the LCA, right? What was tell us about one big financial blunder you did with your any salary that you received?
Jesus. Well, picking one is gonna be hard. There's a few.
Okay.
So yeah, but I don't think they're blunders as such. The things that I needed to do. So yeah.
What did you spend your first paycheck on?
The first one, yeah, I do remember taking half of it and giving it to my mother.
Oh wow.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I felt good about that. And then the one that was left with me.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, I bought a lot of things that I didn't even need,
Sure.
But I did get myself a laptop. Always wanted to get myself one of those. So that was one of them. And then I bought a weirdly ugly couch.
Oh.
That was not good.
Oh. Do you still have the couch?
Well, my brother has it.
Okay. So you gave it away.
I don't like looking at it. It's a reminder of me doing something that I didn't necessarily need to do.
With your money, right? So I like the fact that you bought yourself a laptop. You've also traveled to Greece for the very first time, and I'm sure when you were in Greece, you were posting, you were online, right? So we live in a very digitally connected world. And at the same time, we see innovations that are coming up. There's efficiency and convenience, but it also comes with a lot of risks and threats, right?
Yeah.
So cybersecurity, October being Cybersecurity Awareness Month, right? For people, young people in this particular case, who are connected online every single time and transacting, what does cybersecurity mean? What should they be aware of from a cybersecurity perspective?
Okay. But maybe just to highlight, I'm not necessarily active on social medias. I veer from those, but now I'm here on an interview. So yeah, okay. Well, from cybersecurity perspective, young people who do what you said, there's a lot that they need to be aware of. And the most fortunate thing is that it's already something that you have noticed and you're already aware of. You just need to be made cognitive of it, that this you should be aware of because 1, 2, 3. So one of the things in the banking industry is that people are always after money.
Sure.
You highlighted with Mr. Tumani that people will always come after your money because some people are just sitting there looking at you crow. And then when you get to a point where they're like, okay, the fruit is ripe now, they harvest you, right? So as you transact, you should always be aware of fake links. That's the most compromising thing you can ever do is just give out your information to a fake link.
Sure.
Right? So when you transact, for example, you're going to get a 2-factor authentication method, right? You get a one-time PIN. And then, so now take a scenario. You get a message and it says that click here to reset your password. We have recognized some suspicious activities on your account, right? You see that clicks, okay, my money is going, right? So you instantly want to do something. So what attackers aim when they come to our psychology is just they aim for that, panic mode. So they switch it on and then you start clicking things without looking.
Sure.
And then the first thing they do, they want to say, okay, if this person is as wealthy as I think they are, I want to be able to come back for more, right? So they get information from you. So when you click the link, you start being requested for some information that you wouldn't necessarily give out to anyone. Like if a link starts asking you for your password, older password to reset your new password, just try a better way of getting to verify that, right?
Sure.
So that's one thing that I see, that since we just live in the click world, young people, in fact, everybody who is using these methods of communication and transacting, they just click. So that's something to be aware of. Don't just click.
And I think you mentioned something very critical, and we are speaking about young people. But what is also happening with the older people, because they tend to fear technology a bit more. Okay, so a parent will receive a call, and on this call, somebody will say, I'm so and so from such and such a bank. Please confirm the OTP that you've just received. What happens in that particular case? Do our parents, our grandmas give those people our OTPs and confirm the personal items over the phone?
So, yeah, it is a complicated situation, right? Like you say, they are scared of technology, right? But they do know about the aspect of money. They know that they have their money in banks and all those things. And yeah, of course, there was at one point where we were listening to a voice note where a lady was being scammed, right? And she even apologized to the person scamming her that, oh, I'm sorry, I nearly put the phone down. Yeah, I got goosebumps from that.
Oh my God.
So for old people, the idea is there is different methods of accessing your finances, right? If you are scared of this late things that young people like us are actually just jumping into, there is always a method you can use to access your finances in such a way that you trust, right? So they can remember most of the things like pins and all those things. And if they have to set an OTP, they might wait for an entire time thinking it might type itself in. So the best way to do this would be for them to actually find a trustworthy method they can use, right? So yeah,
sometimes
the
trustworthy method could be waiting and going to the branch the next day.
Yes.
Or asking somebody to say, this is what happened.
Yes.
What do I do?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you've already touched on about 2 of these cyber crimes, but I think let's delve a bit deeper in context of the campaign that's coming up. What are some examples of these cyber crimes that individuals, families, and businesses need to be cognizant of?
Okay, so cyberbullying, at the top of my head, cyberbullying is the first crime that most of us commit without even recognizing that we're doing it. It starts off from not being able to recognize that the information you share about someone is not necessarily yours to share, right? And it's going to hurt their everything. Like it's going to hurt their finances and it's going to hurt their what?
Sure.
Just being,
So basically, if I understand that, if somebody uses my information on a platform on social media, for example, to bully me, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Okay,
that's
cool.
a red flag. Yeah, they should probably get arrested for that. And
Sure.
It's a crime to do that. Like if you took a photo of someone or they share a photo of themselves with you in confidence, why should you be posting it without their consent, right? What are you trying to achieve in that place? So the first thing you have to think of before you share anything online, is it mine to share? And if I share it personally, how is it going to affect me or anyone who is involved in that?
Sure.
You know, so that's one of the things that we find ourselves committing, the crime of sharing other people's information without their consent, right? And then apart from that, there are scams all over the place. We just talked about scams. That was the highlight.
Sure.
There are scams all over the place. There are promises of jobs that are not realistic in terms of how they're going to pay you. They will say they'll pay you 500 and in a month you will have 10,000. That doesn't math, right? So as a young person, we're desperate for job opportunities,
jobs.
right? So once you see 5,000 a week, that's like, okay. I don't remember one time my little brother and I falling for a scam. We wanted to start doing something financial online, just mining money online, right? So that was the boom. Those times when Bitcoin kept growing and all those things. We deposited approximately 300, right? And then they were saying that it will double each day of the value that's current to it. So we deposited. When it got to about $1 million in a couple of days, we wanted to withdraw, right? And they were like, no, it's stuck somewhere on the internet. For you to withdraw it, you need to give us money and then it will cause, the glitch to stop. So we fell for that. We deposited, right? Awesome. And they're like,
over
okay,
and above the 300.
Yeah.
Okay.
We deposited to actually get the money. When we deposit, they're like, no, you deposited too much into a small account. Now it's stuck. You need to deposit on a higher tier to get the lower tier. I know. Okay, the money looked so real. It was numbers there on the website. So we went and created another account to try and follow all their rules.
Sure.
Created another account, deposited, followed all their rules, and still the money got stuck somewhere.
Sure.
So we know the tactic before. So I was like, nah, we're done for here. Yeah.
This is a scam. And wow. And the reason I'm taking a pause is because I'm processing. This happens to a lot of people, right? And because there's so much shame around money and there's so much shame around admitting that you were scammed, people don't talk about it. So thank you for sharing that story, right? And for me, I always think it's not just the 300 that you put in. It's the 300, then the additional, then the new account. Before you know it, even the money that you had left, which could be your rent money, which could be your school fees, which could be your transport money to get to work, is literally down the drain. So it's so important for us to be cognizant when we are using these, when you're online. Very, very important.
Yeah.
You sound like a very smart guy. And I mean, you want a whole trip to Greece solving complex problems, right? AI, artificial intelligence, it's here, it's living with us, we are in it, right? So from a cybersecurity perspective, what are the risks of artificial intelligence?
Okay, there's plethora I can highlight, right? So it's spanning across all fields. We are now able to generate stuff like we're doing right now and actually put it online, and then people who are not tech savvy, they actually eat it up like it's reality, right? So that's what the highlight is. With newer technologies, they come neutral. That's something my manager said a couple of days ago. So it's a technology, it's just neutral. It just depends on how you use it. So from a cyber security perspective, the use of the introduction of AI has massively changed the landscape, right? In terms of both defending and attacking, right? Because that's why cybersecurity exists. We're trying to fight those bad actors who are using these tools for the bad. So it has changed the landscape in such that as a defender, I am able to recognize some things quicker than I would while I was just using my own brain and going through everything, right? So it's faster now, right? But that also means on the other side,
The attacker
is also at a very high pace, right? And then just spanning across other fields, they start doing even the things we talked about earlier with AI, right? All the days you would get a text message that just looks like, okay, there are some errors there, and then you'd instantly have a red flag. But now you get a perfect match. You get a perfect URL with HTTPS, which is a secure method of doing these things. All the days they used to just send it with no S on the HTTP, which would mean it's insecure. But now they use legit methods, right? They go legit, they make a whole business, and there's a whole room of scammers waiting there for you to just click on there. So
that is
AI
so scary.
helping.
That is so
AI
scary.
is helping on that side. It's making that a little bit more convenient for them, right? It's developing code that they can use to steal your information once you click the link. And so, yeah, it's just a double-edged sword that, will work for either party at any given point.
It's a neutral tool. It depends if you're good or bad and how you're using that technology.
Yes, sir.
So I think you also mentioned something that I think worth highlighting, those subtle things, AI aside, at a very basic level, when people are thinking cybersecurity, building up to the cybersecurity awareness campaign that's starting in October, right? What are the 5 things I need to be thinking about as a neutral person? When I go into my internet, what do I do? When I go onto my phone, what are those simple, practical things that I can do at a very foundational level to say, the SK spoke about this, so I'm going to be mindful of this. Yeah.
So there was an acronym that I heard of from my colleague when we were doing these campaigns. We initiated them a while ago. I realized you asked me a question about them at some point, and I just went too far to actually remember. So this cybersecurity awareness campaigns, we are trying to aim them to different classes of people. So we started off by going to Botabote, my hometown. So we went to my hometown, and there we met with high schools, right? Trying to test and see whether or not the ideation we had of engaging them in such would work. And it was a massive success. You go to LCA's Facebook page, you'll start seeing the postings there. So we went on to Botabote and engaged with high schoolers, and then we came back again to Botabote, going now for the primary schools, right? So you can see the classes we're aiming for, right? And then we were in Mahalosuku on a radio show with one of the radios. So we engaged with people on there. So you can see that there is interest in trying to know about these things in the crowd in us Basotho, right? But we barely have access to information, or we do not know where to start until someone says, oh, snap, that thing you saw is actually this and this and this. So yeah, that's one thing to be aware of. The acronym I'm talking about is SMART, right?
SMART.
Hopefully I get to the end of it without losing myself.
Okay, I'll help you. So, my job is to help you.
So the first S means safe, right?
Safe.
So when you go online, the first thing you need to think of in terms of information and all that, information is gold mine. So if you're holding your gold and you want to step out of the door into the world, is it safe to step out? So that means online, is it safe to put this about yourself online or this about someone online, right? So the second letter, which is M, right? So meet. We mostly go online to meet people, right? It's become a very lonely world because people now sit in their houses and talk to AI. Right? Make friends with AI. So once you get a friend request and then someone 32 is trying to meet you and you are 11, first of all, think, do I want to meet this person, right? So if you want to meet this person, tell someone about it, right? Tell someone about it. Don't just go meeting people. You just think it in reality. Would I do it in the real world? Would I meet this person, right? So that's M. And then we go for A, right? So accept, we are trying to go so digital such that eventually our profiles become our money makers, right? Amazing. I can see you got that. So it is okay to do that. It is okay. It's a business now, right? But minimize the amount of accepting friend requests that you do. You have a profile, right? You don't just start going on Facebook and accepting everything that you get as a request, right?
Sure.
So be sure that the way legit people contact you is in the way that you have accepted them to contact you, so that when someone starts stepping into that cycle, you know that, no, this might be a fan trying to go too far. So R now, right? Reliability. Another thing you need to think of when you go online is that the information I'm getting, is it reliable? Right? Because the internet will give you everything you ask. What you put in, you just get back. Somebody out there is just creating a website, putting it up, hoping that you click so that they get visits and all those things, right? So you have to think about that. The information I got, is it reliable? Do that by verifying through different means,
sources,
right? So then we go for the last one, which is a T.
Yeah.
I already talked about the T when I was talking about meeting. You have to tell someone of something when you see it. Now, let me bring it to in terms of on WhatsApp mostly, the scams happen a lot.
Sure.
Once we do tell each other, but in a wrong manner. If I get a message saying, say Vodacom or Econet is giving you this, right? A fake message. I tell someone in terms of the message says share to people for you to get a reward. So I feel like I've told people doing that. But I should have asked someone first, okay, call the line for these two companies and ask them, are you offering this, right? Then you've told someone in a manner that is keeping other people safer.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
So that's it. Smart.
That is beautiful. Let's do a quick recap. S for, are you safe online? M is for meet. You don't have to meet every single person, especially if you have not told anybody that you're meeting this person. The third letter is accept. Do not accept every friend request or do not accept any invites as well.
Yes,
because
sir.
we've seen people who get invited to participate in certain things only for them to be scams or human trafficking in some cases. The fourth letter is reliability. R for reliability. Can I rely on this? So I think oftentimes we are also in that generation where people are very lazy to fact check, very lazy to proofread certain things, very lazy to visit different sources just to verify. So is what you are consuming reliable? And then the last one is T for tell someone. Beautiful acronym. From a very smart person, right? So you're part of the team at LCA that's driving this campaign.
Yes.
What can we expect from the campaign? And looking back at the 2024 one, but looking at the 2024 one, what should we look forward to, and what's exciting about the 2025 campaign?
There's a lot that's exciking, right?
I could see the smile as well.
We went in and ideated about a lot of things, and having started with high schoolers and all that, now we're trying to go a bit more digital, right? We're just going to do a lot more posting and all those things.
Sure.
So we've engaged some prominent content creators. So we're going to be passing it on in probably jokes and stuff. So we'll be passing it as such so that it's able to reach a lot more people. So that's one thing you can expect. You can expect some prominent content creators to be posting about those campaigns.
Sure.
Right. Currently running as a hackathon that Mr. Tumani highlighted, right? Which we started in last year, the first go of it. So we're running the second go of it right now. It's going to be happening annually. So for the young, enthusiastic people from universities.
People like you.
people like me, and people who are just willing to learn about cybersecurity and try to see, maybe if I put it like people who want to learn how to hack. I think that's a term that most of us young people are prone to when it's talked about cybersecurity. So they can be aware of such. It's currently running. The final is going to be running in November alongside something called a cyber drill, which will be running for the whole nation. So that's one other thing to be aware of that's currently running. And then we're going to be going on radio station interviews, having interviews and trying to pass the message in different channels because, of course, we talked about old people. They're not going to be watching Facebook or anything like that. So we need to reach that crowd as well. So that's some of the things that we can look to.
Sounds very exciting. I could see the energy that you have. I'm like, this is the right person for the job. Okay, so in closing, what message, parting remarks do you want to leave to the Trailblazer community? What do you want to say to them about this campaign, and what do you want to say to them regarding cybersecurity as now a professional in this space?
It is actually everybody's responsibility, right? So when someone gets scammed, let's not make fun of it, right? It's not fun when it starts happening to you. It's actually a very scary place to be in. I know of one of my colleagues who actually met a person and thought this person was genuine, and they were actually trying to perpetrate a scam that's going to put them in danger, right? They had to contact the police. So just be a little bit more sensitive to what you share about other people and yourself online, such that you don't compromise yourself and them, because you're not only jeopardizing your own future, it's everybody who's connected to you whom you're jeopardizing the future of. So share with responsibility, be smart.
Share with responsibility and be smart. Just in case you forgot what that acronym is SAFE. Meet people that you need to meet, and those that you don't need to meet, don't meet them. Limit your friend requests on social media. Some people are out there to scam you. Number 4 is reliability. Fact check all the information. And then the last one is tell somebody. When you leave the house, wherever you're going, tell somebody and tell them who you are meeting. Thank you so much for a great conversation. I feel energized. I've never felt so excited about cybersecurity. Now I really, really am.
That's the idea.
That's the idea.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Fellow Trailblazers, this episode was proudly brought to you by Lesotho Communication Authority. Be sure to follow them on all social media platforms on Facebook, and I know they have a LinkedIn page as well. And visit their website, which I'll also link in the comment section, in the show notes below. It's very important to visit that website because those guidelines that I mentioned earlier on are very informative. But also follow the social media pages for updates on what the campaign is going, how the campaign is going, what's happening, and also who the respective influencers and content creators part of this campaign are. It's exciting to see the regulator partnering with content creators. Big ups. It means that the creator economy is growing. Remember that the show is also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And you can listen on our YouTube channel. And talking about our YouTube channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that we can get to our next milestone, 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. But what's also more important is we want you to engage with us, ask your questions, leave a comment, give us scenarios. If you've been scammed before and you're open to sharing that experience, please leave it in the conversation in the comment section below, such that we can learn from each other. Because like you mentioned, it's our responsibility. And when you shared your story, then you are helping me avoid making the same mistake. So leave those comments and let's have conversations in the comment section and let us know what has been your experience. Until the next episode, a big shout out to Matsuso Photography behind the lens, Biza Streets on the audio, and of course, me, TK Ntebe from TK Financial Wellness, for always showing up and having great conversations with the right people. So if you also want to collaborate with us, we'll leave all the comment section, all the contact details in the show notes below, because we want to partner with you and we want to do amazing creative work. Until the next episode, remember that money is an adventure. Let's enjoy the ride. Stay safe, be smart, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. See you in the next episode. Cheers.